actually does audio stuff. So I made a video about Ableton Push 2 for beginners a couple of weeks back, and I kind of noticed that there's not really much stuff for people who are more experienced Push 2 users. I'm gonna do 5 tips and tricks for more advanced Push 2 users. These tips and tricks will also help you to perform live as well as on your workflow. Help with your workflow. Also, at this point, just please subscribe to this channel. Okay, so let's get started. The first tip and trick is to use a pedal with your push in your live performance or your production workflow, so you can just loop everything on stage or in your studio with no trouble at all. So what you need is a universal pedal. I have one that is it's a Casio foot pedal. So you will just insert it to the input number 2. So what I will need to do is that I will activate the audio channel on Ableton Live, and then I go to my push and I press session, and I will see the audio channel being activated, all the loops, so that I can just record into any one of them I want. So what you also need to make notice is that would you like to have fixed length or would you like to have an open length sample on your track? You press fixed length on the bottom and you can just select 1 bar, 2 bars, 4 bars, as many bars as you want. So I have a fixed length on and I have it on 2 bars. Okay, so what we can do now is a record a loop. So when I press it once, it will start record. When I press it twice, it stops the loop. That's so simple. Tip number 2, simpler. Some of you might be already familiar with this, but it's one of my favorite creation tools for creating some really awesome elements into my music, especially after you know how to loop audio on your Push 2, then simpler is one of the best tools to go forward with. So we have the audio sample here. So what I want to do is to create an instrument out of that. And how we can do it is we can press convert and we select simpler. And now it creates a new track. I love this one. So what we do is that we go to the note session and we go to the new audio channel that it has created for us. What I like doing is that you go from the mode, you select slicing. So basically it just allows you to use simpler, really fast way of creating granular synthesis. So when you are selecting the sensitivity of the track, it will put all the samples as a drum pad, like an instrument on your pads. And then you can play it back. That allows you to create unique sounds on stage or in your production workflow, so that you can create a completely new type of instrument by recording samples, recording guitars, instruments, and create completely new sounds out of it. And that's why every one of you who uses Push 2 should get familiar with simpler. So it's great, just try it. Just try it. Tip number 3. So number 3 is velocities. I don't know how to say it properly, but it basically is about the dynamic range to add dynamic structure to your song and to your playing. Just press layout. So from this layout button, you can select to go to 64 view, as well as going to loop selector, or you can go to slicing, which is 16 velocities. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, so if you press from there, you will see pads on the right corner next to the pad you're using light up. You can select the velocity of that pad. So example, let me select one pad from here, that one. And then from here on these pads over right, I can select if I want it to come really hard or really smooth. Yeah, So it just makes it more dynamic, basically. So then, tip number 4. Tip number 4 is 64 pad scene. So, to be able to use 64 pads together, so either you can have a drum rack, so you go to drums, and then you select an empty drum rack. So you drag and drop samples that you want to have on an empty drum rack. Or there's a lot of 64 drum rack templates. I use one that is called 64 pads Penelope kit. It's a kit that comes together with some of the packs that I have downloaded from Ableton's site. So what you can do is that you go to layout and you double click layout. So what happens is that you have all these drums in one session. It just lights up. So this is amazing. For example, if you want to perform live and you want everything to be there constantly, you don't want to go between sessions, between instruments, between anything. You just have everything laid out here. So you can drag and drop whatever you want on these samples. Or it's an amazing tool just to show how good you are finger drumming. I'm not really good at that. I find it really inspiring and good for my workflow when I have a lot of samples that I want to work with. So example, if you're doing a remix, you can just put all the elements of the remix in here and then start playing around with it and see what comes with it. So that's a really good technique tip for you. What you can also do is to change the colors of the pads. What you need to do is press Shift on the bottom right corner, hold it down, select a pad and select a color. Green. Now it's green. So that helps you to organize the 64 pads as you like. Okay, so we have come to the tip number 5. This one was really good for me. I found this tip a while ago. I wanted to MIDI map some controllers from the looper to Push, so I can launch them from Push exactly the way I want. So what you need to do is just press user. So you go to this weird gray user mode, press for the MIDI map mode switch. MIDI maps mode switch. You know, the MIDI button on the right top corner, you press from there and everything turns blue in Ableton Live. So what that means is that all the things that turn blue, you can then map to here, to this. So, for example, if you would like to activate a track to be recording-able, you can just click that when it's blue with a mouse, and then you click the button that you would like to MIDI map it to. Like an example, start recording audio in the middle of the session, just because now I have that activated, but I don't need to go to the laptop to activate it, but I can activate it there from the user mode. Got it? Okay, so I really truly hope that that was clear and you understood the point. So if you like this video, please comment below that you liked it so I can make a bit more Push 2 stuff, because it clearly is something that people want to see. So is there any specific questions you have about Push 2 or Ableton Live? And please let me know down in the comments. Please remember to subscribe. Please hit the bell icon so you will see when the next video will happen. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, bye. Bye. Bye.